Now, I didn't give myself time, but we're going to look at some features of Islam. Islam means submission to God or peace. It's from the term salam, which is cognate with Hebrew shalom, which literally makes a Muslim a peacenik, which I think is very funny. If they translate that in the news, the peaceniks blew up our tank today. Sounds kind of silly, but it's not Buddhist peace. And same angel Gabriel will speak to Muhammad as spoke to Mary. We can depict Muhammad this way, but not with a form. And this is Allah. We can depict the God, is what this means, but not in any cartoony way. Here is a Quran. This is the recitation from Gabriel to Muhammad. And again, like Moses, they say Muhammad was a prophet after Moses, in the likeness of Moses. And for Muslims, where they disagree with Christians is, Jesus is sinless, they think. They even think he was born a virgin. And they agree with Catholics, but not Protestants. Even his mother Mary had an immaculate conception. Muslims agree with that. What they don't agree with is that Jesus was God. They agree with Jews. No human can be divine. All of these things, you become a Muslim. I was in Palestine once, and I'm a when in Rome kind of guy. I said, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. If you say that, the guy next to me said, oh, you are a Muslim. I said, well, no, not really. I'm just saying one of your famous things you say. But that is all I have to do to be a Muslim. Just believe there's no God but God, and Muhammad is his prophet. If I say that, I am a Muslim. Giving to the poor is required in Islam. You can make the pilgrimage wonderful. You can pray 3 up to 5 times a day. And then that is what you do. Fasting during Ramadan from dawn to dusk. You don't have sex or eat food. And then, if you're a Muslim, you end up in the 7th heaven. If you're a Christian, you get to go to number 6. Jews get to go to number 5. Buddhists get to go to hell. They don't believe in God. They're not a people of the book. Islam is tolerant of the other Abrahamic religions and thought they evolved. And Muhammad thought Jews are going to convert to this. But they're forced to flee Mecca. This is the beginning of their history when the Meccan temple establishment runs Muhammad out of town and he creates a socialistic utopia in Medina. So that's the beginning of Islam. And Muslims model their life on Muhammad, and what they'll tell you is, you can actually live a life like Muhammad, but you can't live a life like Jesus. If everyone lived like Jesus, the economy would crumble, right? We'd all have to give up our things to follow God and follow Christ. So Muhammad has what they feel is a more reasonable faith. And so Muslims model their lives after this human being who is an honest man, who is a legislator, a governor, a military leader. All these things Jesus Christ did not deal with, but Moses and friends did. So Islam is mostly like Judaism and Sharia law. People are so angry about is modeled off so many elements from the Old Testament or Hebrew Bible. That too seems tragic to me. And here is the Shiite world, and here is the reason for the conflict. This is Muhammad's cousin Ali. He will marry the lovely Fatima, depicted here. Isn't she lovely? See how these abstract calligraphies can be male and female, right? Or at least stereotypically female. He marries her, and he's genealogically, genetically related to Muhammad. And the Shiites say, that makes you special. So in the news next time, you'll see these ayatollahs, right, ayatollahs in black turbans. The black turban is like the star on a star-belly sneetch. It means I am descended from Muhammad and you're not. The Sunnis say, hello, that is not what Muhammad taught. They have this holy genealogy. They believe that the Mahdi will return. Some thought Ayatollah Khomeini was this Mahdi. He said, no, I'm not, but he's coming soon. They think he's still alive. There's no death date for him, if you notice. And guess who comes with the Mahdi at the end of times for Shiites? None other than Jesus of Nazareth. What a surprise. But the Sunnis will tell you, and then they'll engage in recapitulating the martyrdom of Ali and his son Hussein. So now we see even our president is named after these famous martyrs of Islam and the early Islamic movement. Mystical movements will emerge that based on the collision of Islam with Buddhism. And then the Turks will be pressing upon Europe in this time of Martin Luther. So that Martin Luther is not only a heretic according to the Roman Catholic Church, he is a traitor to the Holy Roman Empire. A lot of people miss that side of why the Catholics were trying to kill Martin Luther. And so the Turkish Empire and Muslims are very conscious of having had 1,000 years of one Islamic mega empire. It dissolves in World War I, as we know. Why are Muslims mad at the West today? Well, here is part of the story. Would you not be mad at China if China, let's say, had dominated Wisconsin, ruled it militarily for some decades? Japan, let's say, had conquered and ruled California? Might there be some Asians for this kind of thing? Then we get, and then here are all the empires. The colonial period is what drove this huge spread of Christianity globally and alienated quite a few people. And then this is, I hope to get the science a little bit, but I did too much. But let's look at this awareness competency. Matter of fact, I asked my students, would you rather, if you had to choose the Orthodox nun or the Catholic nun or the Orthodox Jew or the Muslim woman's garb, which would it be? Generally, I get either the Jewish lady or the Muslim lady. But these are Bible fashions. The Puritans, look at this Puritan pilgrim here. Bible fashions, head coverings. This Amish lady, nobody thinks of her. Hey, take that hat off, Amish lady, your husband's impressing you. No. And when we talk about Quranic dress, this woman is dressed like the Quran suggests. This is what you really want to wear in the desert, believe me. I went out in the desert with shorts on with a buddy and a German guy and his wife. His wife covered all up like this and had cream all over her, what bit of her face was showing. He said, you guys are very stupid. You're going to die out there in the desert. Irina, we're going to be fine. And the big guy, he was the canary in the mine. He was fainting. He couldn't move. A Palestinian Christian family picked us up because we were like someone wearing a bikini in a blizzard. In Wisconsin, where you can say, hey, you crazy nut, get out of that blizzard. You don't wear bikinis in a blizzard. So that's really what's going on. Muslims will tell you the Virgin Mary dressed the same way, but somehow we don't blame her. Some pictures of the largest Islamic art, and then here the Israel problem from the Muslim point of view. Why are the British deciding how to slice up this land? And here we go, there's King David and Solomon's empire. There's their independence from the Greeks for 100 years, time of Hanukkah. And then in the 20s, and especially after the Holocaust, Jews are going to pour into this land. And for Palestinians, though, and I met one family who lived in the same house since the year 900. That's a long time to live in a house, isn't it? So even for Jews and Samaritans who lived there, this looks like an invasion backed by the British and the Americans. It's important, I think, to consider that perspective.